Brianna Sinclair, and this is my second week on hormones. So far I haven't really noticed a whole lot of changes, and I will get down to those because that's exactly what this video is about. For my measurements, because I'm trying to do that every week, to make like a little tracker as to like what is going on with all of my measurements as far as like monitoring my fat distribution. So I have my hip measurement at 34 inches, my bust at 25 and a half, and my waist at 25 and a half, and my bust at 34. You scared me. I think he's got the zoomies. What are you doing, little Findies? Are you coming to say hi to everyone? Say hi. You're not having a good time. Everything else I've noticed. So far I have noticed that I am considerably more emotional than before. It's a lot easier for me to cry. It's a lot easier for me to be happy. So it's whenever I think of something that used to make me happy, it feels almost as if it's happening all over again in comparison to like how it made me feel at the time. Whereas before, if I could just remember it, it'd be like a watered-down version of that happiness. What are you doing? I haven't noticed any breast growth yet, which I think most people who transition are kind of excited for their breast to grow. I have not noticed any pain or any budding underneath like my areola area, and they have not increased in size, because I guess that's something that's supposed to happen. I'm not sure. This is very new to me. I don't expect too much breast growth anyway, because all of my family has very, very little in the bust area, so I don't expect to get too much anyway. Having said that, I am excited for it to actually transpire. Same with my hips and stuff. Most of my family is very small all around. Everybody's kind of built the same in my family. So I guess I'm not really expecting too much, and the changes I am expecting are very minute and little. I have noticed I had to urinate a whole lot more, and I was told that I would because of my medicine. So that's like a noticeable side effect, I guess. Not really a change. I'm slightly more tired, and that I blame on the testosterone blockers, for the lack of it at least. So I do drink like a monster every day to help wake me up, because I'm a very sleepy girl. And I do feel like sometimes I have the right to, because I do work like 80-hour weeks, so I run around a lot. Let's see. What else? I haven't been monitoring my height, just because a lot of people have said that like their height or their shoe size is shrunk. I'm not 100% sure if I should even be monitoring that, because I've only heard that happen to like a couple people. But it might be something worth monitoring. I don't know. I'm kind of waiting to see what y'all think, if I should or not. I can put out like all of my measurements, I guess, every video, just so we can monitor like how much I grow in certain areas, how much I shrink in other areas. Speaking of shrinking, my waist measurement is probably smaller due to the fact that I had just gotten off of work whenever I took that measurement. And I do wear like a waist trainer to help accentuate my hips a little bit, so it's probably still a little shrunken in from me being at work. What are you whining about? Come here. Chill out, you. He's over there hooting and hollering. Let's see. So far, everything's been very good. I haven't received any, like, negative backlash yet from anything, which is always a plus, because, my community's not really welcome in a lot of circles, but so far I've not had to experience that side too much, because I'm very cautious about how I present towards other people. I still present as like a boy out in town. For the most part, I do very feminine things, and I have very feminine mannerisms. For the most part. Yeah, I know cats aren't always the best pet. I personally like dogs better. Cats are just easier to potty train. And I don't have a whole lot of time for him, unfortunately, so yeah, get up here. I had to potty train an animal, so I did stick with a cat, and I'm just kind of looking out for him, for my wife. Because he's one that I kind of just came home to and we had, and I thought he was fake for the first 2 seconds because I walked through the door and he was just standing there on the counter, just sitting right there as like a little kitten, and I thought that he was like a fake little doll, one of those really realistic dolls with like, for people with like, that really want like a baby or something like that, except as like a cat. And really, I thought that that's kind of what he was, because he didn't move no matter how close I got to him. And so I went to go get the rest of my stuff because I just gotten back from a very long trip. And he moved, and I was like, oh no, we have another cat. Yeah, where my wife lives, because we don't live together, unfortunately. She can only have 2 animals. She has the dog and one of the cats. I have the other one. Yeah, our other pets are named Dior and Daisy. Dior was the first pet that we ever got. We did have a dog. His name was Dolce. He was the second pet. And then this little guy was the third. And the 4th pet would obviously be Daisy. She's an older, long-haired Chihuahua who's very sweet, very sweet. She definitely knew I was a girl before I came out to even my wife, because she doesn't like boys at all. She would actually routinely run away from boys. We always thought that she had like some form of trauma or something like that, because she only liked my mother-in-law and like my wife. She didn't like my brother-in-law, my brother, and any of my brother-in-laws, or my father-in-law at the time. And we just attributed that to like the trauma, because we didn't know that she came from a very abusive household. But she warmed up to me really quickly and was very sweet towards me. And so that was kind of something I thought was really cute. Bless you. Sorry, he's like exploring the room because we don't come in here too often. I usually only come in here to like do my videos because my room's kind of a mess. There's not a whole lot of room, and I don't have a whole lot of time to clean up, but I'm trying to maintain my schedule and keep everybody informed as like what's going on with my changes and stuff like that. Let's noticed I've been, like, a little bit more, like, open with my emotions towards, like, some of the people I'm with at work. Usually I'm very distant and stuff like that. I'm just kind of this person that kind of shows up, does what they can do to the best of their ability, and then just leaves. But I have been trying to, like, be a little bit more open, because I do work with a large number of women who do know what's going on with me, and they're very okay with it. And some of them are really excited just to be around me, just because they don't really know a whole lot, and those that do know at least one other trans person love me for whatever reason, because I guess I'm just super nice. I don't like to, like, rub people the wrong way, or anything like that. Having said that, I do have my petty moments. I don't like rude people, so I do believe in revenge, no matter how petty it is. I don't do anything, like, super out there, though. Usually it just involves me, like, messing with them. Like, I always get my wife back, and stuff like that. So I do that. I do, like to play, like, little jokes on her and stuff like that. I would never go so far as to, like, make her, like, emotional or anything like that, because I've seen some people's jokes go way too far, in my opinion, and it would hurt the other person so badly. And it would just break my heart that they would put the other person through that. It's not, in my opinion, what a relationship is. I'm definitely not qualified to give relationship advice, because I'm no specialist myself. I've only been in, like, a couple, and I mean, like, I can count on, like, a single hand how many serious relationships I've been in. Serious relationships, one hand. Relationships in general, maybe, like, a hand and a half. So I don't feel qualified to, like, speak on relationships. I can give my opinion, but that doesn't mean it's right or wrong. But anybody going through their transition, if they want their relationship to last, because it is hard for you and it's hard for your partner. They're going through their whole different change for themselves, because they know you and love you as the former you. So they have to also come to terms with trying to love you as the new you. And it may not work out all the time, but don't give up. My marriage was on its way out, and had I given up, I don't think my marriage would still be where it's at. And there is still a chance that, like, it may not work out, because I don't want to threaten my wife's femininity by exploring, like, my own truth and stuff like that. So that's partly why we live separately, but we do miss each other, and I know she's scared. She is scared of one change that I haven't mentioned that may or may not come with the hormones, and that's the potential for your sexuality to change. And I'm honestly scared for that one, because I don't want it to. I'm I'm not gonna put my wife through that, because that's terrible. Because if she's gonna stick around for my entire transition, I don't feel it's fair to just throw in the towel on your marriage that way. Because I love her still, no matter what. And I don't intend on, letting anything change that. That's just me. So I intend on being, a transgender lesbian my entire life. And I don't intend to ever date again. Dating's not fun. It's very annoying, and with me coming out as transgender, I don't want to be fetishized by some boy or some girl. I just want somebody to be happy with, and I feel like I found that person before I transitioned, and I'm hoping that they'll continue to stick with me through my journey. And I'm being as patient as I can with her, because even though I don't know entirely what she's going through, I understand parts of it and know that she needs time. She does know I'm doing these videos, so if she wanted to, she could probably find me. I don't know if she's seen any of them yet. She hasn't made any remarks or anything about them. Having said that, I don't talk negatively about her at all. There's not a negative thing to talk about. Not a whole lot of people could say that about their partner. The only negative thing I can imagine is I ended up with this cat. Fendi, where'd you go? I'm just kidding. Anything else in my journey? I'm having trouble thinking, because I think I've touched on, just about everything. We've talked about the emotional range increasing ever so slightly, but still going. My fat distribution, or realistically lack thereof. The ever terrifying change in sexuality for me, and breast growth. I haven't noticed me getting any weaker yet, but I haven't lifted a whole lot of heavier things, or anything that's heavy that I routinely lift up. But we'll see. I imagine I will find something very soon, because I do like to do even my own car maintenance. I'll be out there in some raggedy boy clothes, getting them all oily and dirty, fixing my car, because I would much rather know that it was done and done right. And even though I don't know a whole lot about cars, they're a lot less complex than they look. They're most of the time just intimidating, and even I get intimidated every now and again. It's extremely frustrating whenever you break something. Especially whenever you're trying to fix something. Let's see. Are you back to join me in my video again? I think that's it. If you have any questions, please like, comment, subscribe, ask questions, ask for tips and stuff like that. For the future, I have thought about including maybe a little makeup tutorial, because I don't know if anybody's interested in how I do my makeup, because I do have to cover up a lot regarding my facial hair, and since I haven't had FFS, I do have to contour my face a little differently to give it a softer, more feminine appearance and look. So if anybody's interested in that, I wouldn't mind doing like a little tutorial for you so you can see exactly what I do, and maybe customize it to yourself. A little tip is makeup is not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. People use makeup for many, many different things. I've seen 10 different ways to put on the same type of makeup, which is, I'm assuming, a lot because I work in a makeup store. That's one of my jobs. I work at a makeup store, so I do see a lot, and I started working there so that I could learn how to do makeup. I didn't really know a whole lot, and it was at the beginning of me and my wife separating, so I decided, let me go get a job to force me to learn, because what better way to learn than being forced to learn? In my opinion, I put myself in an environment where I'm surrounded by makeup and can learn, and can ask questions myself, can see what other people did, what other people do, and figure out how to find my style, shades, and colors. You can go through like the color wheel and stuff like that for like eyeshadows and stuff like that. There are different types of color corrector based on like if you're trying to cover up like rosacea, acne spots, or like your facial hair, or like the little bags under your eyes. You can color correct those, and stuff like that. I'm still kind of waiting to get laser hair removal and electrolysis. I was doing electrolysis and then I stopped because I got a mark on my neck that it got infected for a little bit, and I'm still kind of waiting for it to heal and come down. So I took a little break, because ideally I was trying to work from the neck up. Because I wanted to work kind of like that, in like a little area where it kind of all ended in like my mustache and like beard area. Even though that is the thickest of my problems as far as facial hair goes. I use a lot of color corrector there. But yes, like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more, I would love to know what y'all are interested in seeing as far as like my transition goes, because I want to make sure everybody has their questions answered, if there are any. I'm not very shy as far as like answering questions. Some of my friends have asked me like how far I wanted to go with like my surgeries and stuff like that, as to like whether or not I want SRS or anything like that. And I did tell them my answer, and I did explain what it was and how it worked and why I chose the way I did. But anyway, have a good one, y'all. This is Brianna Sinclair signing off.